This is Molly Reardon. The coconut tree has been seen as powerful in many cultures. It is called Kalpavriksha, a legendary tree thought to grant all desires in India. The tree of life, or tree of heaven for Filipinos, the tree of abundance, or 3 generations tree for Indonesians. And it has many, many uses. People use it to soften their skin, their hair. Drinking it is said to be really good for you. It's loaded with vitamins, but always check with your doctor before you take anything to make sure, because everybody's different. But in Hinduism, it is said to represent the god Ganesh, who clears obstacles and blocks. It's rich in nutrients. So there's just so many good things about this. It's said to be protective. It's said to make you more attractive in spiritual terms. There's a lot of cultural significance to this. In Sanskrit, it's called Narakela. The Aborigines call it Nior for oil and Kole for the nut derived from 2 words of South Asian origin. In Sanskrit, it's alluded to as Srifala, signifying the god's fruit. So a lot of cultures have seen this as very, very powerful, an offering to the gods. On occasions like festivals and marriages. And at one time, it was a requirement in religious rites. It's considered a medicinal plant, and it's supposed to purify the atmosphere. It's great for peacefulness, and as we mentioned before, beauty. It's considered a holy tree by some cultures, and it's considered to bring prosperity and increase riches in some cultures. But Lord Ganesha is mentioned a lot. He was given the coconut by his father, Lord Shiva, and they say that's how it came into the world. So there's many uses for this, but also many spiritual connotations in many cultures. So have you used this? What's your experience with it? Have you used the oil, or have you drank the coconut juice itself? I'd love to hear what you think of this. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Would help my channel tremendously if you want to see more like this. They also used to, in Kerala, they put the coconut into the sea as an offering so that they would catch an abundance of fish. So if you fish, there's something for you. The list is endless as to how people used the coconut, but here's some of the important vitamins: folate B9, thiamine B1, riboflavin B2, niacin B3, B6, vitamin E, vitamin C, and vitamin K. And the fat is known to promote better hair growth and reduce early graying. It's especially high in manganese, which is essential for bone health and the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and cholesterol. So the coconut tree and its fruits are utilized in Ayurveda. It's an Indian traditional medicine. It comes from India. And it's used in a lot of herbal remedies to cure a variety of ailments. It's used for decoration and for cooking as well. And they use the non-edible parts to make hand fans, baskets, brooms from the leaves, ropes, doormats, brushes, mattresses, and they make out of the oil soaps, hair oil, and cosmetics. They use the coconut shell as a utensil, and they also have coconut trunks and Kerala in India used for building houses. Just so many different uses for this. So you can look into that more yourself. So today I put a little bit on my face and a little bit in my hair, some on my hands. And I like to put it in my coffee. I love the taste of it in my coffee. I'd love to hear in the comments, how do you use it? Or do you use it? But like I said, always check with your doctor before you put anything on you or in you. But these are some of the spiritual ways, the power that people believe that it has. Primarily Ganesha, the god in Hinduism. This is said to represent him, and he's known for clearing obstacles and blocks, as I said earlier. I hope that you found this helpful today. There's many recipes out there that you can use this wonderful coconut in. And tell me about ideas that you've heard. Love to hear it in the comments. And I am so happy and grateful that you tuned in. I appreciate it. Some natural remedies for you here. We are part of nature. We are nature. And the problem that we have is when we try to believe that we're separate. That leads to disharmony. And we probably won't feel so good. For myself personally, I was blessed up until the age of 14. I was raised in the country. I would go back and forth to Boston to visit my father from 11 to 14. But what happened because of that was I was very in tune with nature. I went barefoot a lot. So my first place that I lived in with my ex-husband was a brick building. And when I looked out the window, all I could see was pavement. And I actually felt claustrophobic, and I realized that I had been blessed to have so much nature around me when I was younger. So I'm happier when I can see the ocean or trees. And I find that I'm not as happy when I'm surrounded by cement, because we are part of nature. If you are enclosed in cement, it would probably be helpful to have some plants around you, if you can, or some sort of nature around you, or at least if you can get outside, because that's our natural state, and we're going to feel best when we're in balance with nature. And like me, maybe you get that claustrophobic feeling when you can't see any trees Thank you for tuning in, and much love.